We got everything we need right here. Wine and burning chemistry. You and me alone. You and me alone. Inside of our embassy. Everything we need's right here. Make me sing along. Sing along. I never thought I'd ever be stuck by you. I never thought I'd ever be stuck by you. Oh, watch me dancing in the colors, lightning, blowing up a thunder, wash it over me. We got everything we need, right? Watch me dancing in the colors, lightning, blowing up a thunder, wash it over me. Yeah, we got everything we need right here. Moonlight on your naked skin, summer's blind us to giving. Where you wanna go, where you wanna go. Stars align onto your face, pretty sweet your sour taste. Make me sing along, sing along. I never thought I'd ever be stuck by you. I never thought I'd ever be stuck by you. Oh, watch me dancing in the colors, lightning, blowing up a thunder, wash it over me. We got everything we need, right? Watch me dancing in the colors, lightning, blowing up a thunder, wash it over me. Yeah, we got everything we need right here. Sharing all your deepest dreams, wonder what they really mean, yeah. In the empty bottle lies all the answers. Write down all your memories, feel the things you wanna feel, yeah. In the empty bottle lies all the answers. Oh, watch me dancing in the colors, lightning, blowing up a thunder, wash it over me. We got everything we need, right? Watch me dancing in the colors, lightning, blowing up a thunder, wash it over me. Yeah.
How is everybody this evening, afternoon? Let me know that you can hear me. One in the chat, my lovelies. By the way, I went back through the comments from yesterday, and there were a couple of you I had asked, do you want to be a moderator? Just put an animal emoji in the chat. So I didn't catch it. I didn't catch some of you at the time because obviously I was focused on the podcast, but I did go back and I checked those of you that did. So you should find that you are a moderator now if you did do that. So thank you to everyone who volunteered to be a mod. Quite a lot to get through today. A lot has been happening. So sorry for the late start. I just wanted to make sure that I got as many details and updates as possible before we started, because news is coming in pretty thick and fast today, as I'm sure we've all seen. I don't know why, but I did have a feeling about today. I really, really did have a feeling that something was going to happen. Wasn't sure what, but I woke up and my nose was itching. So yeah, let's get started. Let's see who's here. Oh, almost 200 of you here. Thumbs up, everyone. Pretty sure the whole gang's here. Hello, Fancy, Sylvia, Joanne, Dorothy. Hope you're feeling better, Dorothy Ross. Annie, hello, Cookies and Cream, Elaine, Anna, Annie, Chris, Debbie, Dragon, dancing away. I'm so glad you guys and dolls love the intro. I love being creative and I love sitting down and making things like that. And if it adds to the experience, then I'm glad that you enjoy it. Um, Hello, Lydia, Noreen, Denise, at Harlem, hello. Cinderella, will not forget you. You're all in my heart, even if I don't say your names. Okay, I am pretty sure that almost everyone or most of the main culprits are here, so let's get started. I mean, what can we say, guys? It's a disappointment, but I guess in many ways we kind of saw this coming. Um, I guess now we know what the price of Camilla becoming queen consort was. And here we are. It's just another example of the rich and powerful getting away with the most heinous of crimes. And he should have faced the music. He should have had his day in court, but he didn't. And what's so crazy about this is that only the woman, Ghislaine Maxwell, at the center of all of this, is the only one who seems like she's actually going to jail. None of the men. And we all know that it's not just Prince Andrew. There are so many other names, many names that people are often scared to say who were involved with Epstein. So I don't think that this is the end of this. I really do believe that in one way or another, things do work out. And what the court of law hasn't done, I feel like in one way or another, the court of public opinion and the court of public frustration, people being sick and tired of these people getting away with these things, will rise, because I truly believe that we are in an age of awakening, and uh, I believe that in one way or another, not just Andrew, but everybody involved in this will face their justice. I really do believe that. So a disappointment for today, but we shall see another day. And I do believe that justice will come. But to Virginia, for putting up the good fight, I really, really do hand it to her. They did reach a financial settlement. I hope that she will at least be able to tell her story to some capacity, because the consequence of this is that maybe she will not be able to tell her story and that she will be silenced. Having said that, she did break her previous NDA. So it's left to be seen what she will do and say going forward from here, and whether or not other people will come forward, because this could deter people from coming forward, feeling like they're going to go through all of this and not get any justice. But I do hope that they can see this and at least feel that at the very least their stories will be heard and they'll get some kind of financial settlement if they're brave enough to come forward. And as you can see here, straight away, royal family and abolish the monarchy started trending. So I feel like people are letting their voices be heard, and it doesn't matter how much the British press machine tried to spin all of this. I literally was losing my mind listening to some of the commentary on the UK TV right now. It's literally it's so it's just pathetic. It makes you want to rip your hair out. All they can talk about is, oh, we're so glad that this has happened before the Queen's Jubilee, and this won't get in the way of the Queen's Jubilee. Like, who gives a flying feathers about your overpriced party when someone who was protected by that very institution has pretty much just gotten off the hook? Who cares? And that's all they can talk about, how an inconvenience this is for the Queen, and how this is a much more dignified way of dealing with the issue. Dignified for who? Dignified for Andrew? He doesn't deserve this level of getting off the hook. So yeah, the UK press machine is in overdrive right now, trying to find every way to just start the process of sweeping all of this under the rug. And it honestly would not surprise me if they were so brazen as to let Andrew stand on that balcony if we get to the Jubilee, if the Jubilee doesn't end up being a funeral, because there are some people who are saying that perhaps now that this has been nipped in the bud, if it is, if there's anything that's been happening with the Queen, that we will now know. Okay. Entry rant over. Let me go to your comments. Laurie, I knew eventually he would set it up down the line, but I'm guessing the Queen must be in a bad shape for the palace to go ahead and pay out. Yep, exactly what I just said. Yeah, Cinderella, where's the money coming from? Where's the money coming from? Because his pension from the military, if he gets one, can't be more than what, 50, 60,000? And who's paying for his lavish lifestyle? Because one thing we know about the royals is, despite the fact that they have millions, maybe even in the billions, they don't like to spend their own money. They like to spend other people's. Marsha, I'm disappointed that Andrew wasn't taken to court. The men will always protect each other. Karma will get Andrew eventually. There will be protests at E2's Jubilee. Absolutely. And I've been saying this since mid last year, that there will be protests, especially now, if they dare. And let me just also say, just in advance, so nobody gets angry at me, I will always support Harry and Meghan. I will always support them. Let me just say this. But if they show up to this Jubilee in the most loving way possible, I will cuss them out. I will cuss them out if I see them on that balcony at the Jubilee. I will cuss them out so bad. And then I'll go back to loving them, but I will cuss them out first, because they just need to stay away from this sinking ship. There is nothing on this island for Harry and Meghan. Dorothy Ross, I hope you're okay, Dorothy. Andrew fell to bits during this UK interview. How would he manage a US court? Cannot see it happening. Yeah, he would have absolutely fallen apart. He would have fallen apart. I don't know if you've ever watched those documentaries about the FBI and the CIA and the way they interview people. It's brutal. He would have cracked. I heard it's coming back up. The tabloid media won't let it rest. Rowan, I believe she was forced to settle. Possibly. And it's definitely going to be a big payout if she's settling. Aura, Andrew is still done. My husband told me this would end this way, but his reputation can't be changed. It can't be, and also the way it affects the royals, it can't be changed. Once the Queen is gone, y'all. Once the Queen is gone, it's going down. Bright Eyes, Virginia deserves this. She proved her point and humbled. She has put up with this nightmare for years alone. I wish her peace now. Yeah. If anything, if it's any consolation prize for justice, I hope that Virginia just has her peace now. Because of all the victims, it's never an easy thing to do, to come forward and accuse very rich and powerful people. But she has really put herself on the line, and I respect her for that. Lynn, a leopard cannot change its spots. It's alleged that Andrew is accustomed to doing things. Yeah. It wouldn't surprise me if in another 10 years we hear of another accusation. They don't change. Annie, I think the British people will scream very loud if Andy is on that balcony. I almost want them to do it, to be honest, just to see how people react. Laurie, Charles didn't want to have to deal with the headache after the Queen passing. Well, we're still going to give him a headache regardless. So just to read the details, Prince Andrew, the disgrace. So this is from the New York Times, I believe. Prince Andrew, the disgraced second son of Queen Elizabeth II, has settled a lawsuit brought by Virginia Guff, a woman who accused him of assaulting her when she was a teenager. Um, a teenage victim of Andrew's friend, the notorious offender Jeffrey Epstein, according to a new court filing in Manhattan on Tuesday. The amount that Andrew will pay Ms. Guff is confidential, the parties said in a joint statement attached to the filing. Andrew, who intends to make a substantial donation to a charity in support of the victims' rights, where is that donation going to come from? Because he has no money, the statement says. The deal comes just weeks before Andrew was scheduled to sit for a deposition in which he would have been questioned under oath by Guff's lawyers. Andrew did not admit to any of Miss Guff's accusation. So he's effectively paying out a woman who he, mind you, claims that he never met. Sash, the payout is coming from the proceeds of the sale of his chalet. The thing is, it's not like the Queen does not have so much money that she wouldn't be able to pay this herself. So I feel like maybe the reason why they're not wanting to pull from the royal family's own pockets is because that might open up a can of worms. And people might start digging and saying, okay, well, let's find out what other money they have. Because we actually do not know how much money the royals make annually and how much they have stashed away. I think the only figures that we have are from the Duchy of Cornwall, but you know that they've got other money that they get from other revenues and that are hidden in shell companies in tax havens. So we really don't know how much money they have. Daily felt Meghan Markle has no intention of ever returning to the UK. Good. She doesn't need to come back to this trash island and doesn't care what British public think, because winning them over is a lost cause, Royal biographer claims. Yeah, winning over the British public is a lost cause because they gave Meghan more heat for existing than a whole ass offender for going after teenage girls. Oh. To be honest, that Daily Mail reporter, whoever they are, really only speaks for the royalists. Like, there are some of us who still have a brain. Melita, after this, why even more now? H&M needs to stay away from this institution. I agree with you. Yep. Andrew should move to Russia? Oh, I don't even think Russia wants him. Audrey, Andrew buyout is an admission of guilt and mummy purse is paid for it. I guess mummy was afraid tampon Charlie would give her favourite son and it was a payment was substantial, yes. Do not be surprised if before the weekend you hear that the Queen is very, very ill or even passed. It wouldn't surprise me because I feel like they've really been dragging this on for as long as possible so they can nip it in the bud. Noreen, if he does show up at the balcony, that would be a slap in the face and a big disgrace, especially the way they treated Harry and Meghan. Absolutely. Granny, perhaps Granny wants to meet the kids. Well, she can still meet the kids, but they don't have to be on that balcony. To be honest, I just don't want Harry and Meghan to put themselves in a position where they're going to get dragged down with the royal family's dramas because that's just what's going to happen. Like, they left and they need to let this ship sink first. If they want to go back and try to make any type of amends, I think it's better for them to do it afterwards because we're in a situation now where the public want blood, and it's going to be worse for Harry and Meghan if they get involved now. They need to just let the ship sink, and then they can, send an olive branch or a rescue boat afterwards if they want. So I totally understand you, but at the same time, we know this the situation with security for Harry and Meghan at the moment. So yeah, Mariam, and they have a brand to protect. They have a brand to protect. They can't jeopardize their brand by getting involved with these people now. Yeah, and I don't blame him for loving his granny, but it will be a bad idea. It'll be a really, really bad idea for them to stand on that balcony and align themselves with this institution any longer. And I think it will also send like a really weird mixed message. Yes, Marsha, I think Harry and Meghan will stay away from the jubilee. When the Queen dies is when Harry will come back. Maybe Meghan too, but the kids will stay in California with Queen Mama Doria. I think that's what will happen as well. I think they would definitely come back for the Queen's funeral. And actually, the Queen's funeral will probably be the safest time for them to come because there'll be so many dignitaries. There'll be so much security. And it's not the time when anybody who wants any type of accident to happen, they're not going to do it then when you've got dignitaries from all over the world coming in for a funeral. So I do actually think that they would be very safe to come back for the funeral, but not for anything else. Yes, I didn't cover this, but there was a masseuse who started talking about how inappropriate Andrew was. And yes, there was a lot of royal staff that are now singing like canaries. Oh, hello, Pen Dizzy. Thank you for joining us. 400 in the chat. Welcome, everyone. Okay, let's get things moving along. I saw that I hadn't actually seen this until today. This is something that Omid tweeted. Today's settlement comes just days after Prince Andrew was caught in an alleged lie about not giving a tour at Buckingham Palace to Ghislaine Maxwell and Bill Clinton in 2020. He had previously claimed no recollection. You know how their you know how their recollections like to vary of the event, but a newly unearthed photo proved otherwise. I had not seen this until today. So it just shows, there's so many high-profile people who are involved, and like I always say, in situations like this, people like to make it political. People like to make it right versus left. I don't care whether the individual is, politically aligned to the right or the left. A criminal is a criminal, and everyone who was associated with Epstein and Andrew needs to be questioned and needs to be brought to court. And that does also include the likes of Trump, many Hollywood celebrities who were on that in that little black book, politicians. I believe even Simon Case was in Epstein's little black book. Many names. Bill Gates was also known to be an associate of Epstein and stayed on the island. So all of them, every single one of them needs to be questioned. Lisa, the firm protected this paedophile all the way, and they want to destroy Meghan. And for all this, Piers Morgan's silent, but for Meghan, he always has a big mouth. What shameful institution. Yep. He's on the payroll for the palace, for sure. No doubt about that. And if he's not on the payroll, then they're probably agreed to protect him in Harry's upcoming court case. Kat Harlem, H&M has told us more than once they never had an issue with the Queen or Philip. If she makes it to the jubilee, it'll probably be the last time to stand on that balcony with her, then go home. Yeah, I know what you mean, Kat Harlem, but at this point, they have to think about their brand. I've got no issue with them if they want to come to the UK and they want to see the Queen, but to stand on that balcony when this institution is about to fall to pieces, it's not a good idea for their brand. Because also they will use Harry and Meghan to push this narrative of, oh, all is well and all is peaceful. And given what they did to Meghan, I just don't think it's a good idea. I would be very surprised if they did, especially if they have not publicly apologized to Meghan. And I almost forgot that Virginia had actually asked for a um, trial, and then Andrew then came out and tried to make it look like he was the one who asked for the trial, and now he's settling. Mental. Yes, Laurie, settling is not going to make us forget nor see through the royals. The Queen, known for her duty, will have this in her conscience if she does have one. She and the Crown Protector, a P word. Yes, absolutely. Um, Joan Commonwealther, since he has never met me, could I get a payout asking for the people of the Commonwealth? Yes. Black Queen, the On Royal Mafia, a disgrace from the 1600s. Amen. Okay, so obviously the Twitter land was going off the charts about all of this, and I picked up a few tweets that I thought really just summed up everything. One person saying, I hope the British public know where the money is coming from for a settlement. So much public money ends up in the royal pockets one way or another. Are the British public ultimately paying to avoid Andrew appearing in court? Hashtag abolish the monarchy. Uh, Julia saying, I hope the British taxpayers are aware that their money was used to pay the settlement of the Queen's not guilty favourite son. James Felton saying, never met her, don't remember the photograph. I was in Pizza Express in Woking. I don't sweat. I demand a trial by jury. Okay, here's a big pile of money. I mean, that just illustrates the way in which Andrew's story has changed a million times. And Nicholas Witchell, this old grumpy fart, was on the BBC trying to suggest that a route back to public life for Andrew could be campaigning for the victims of trafficking. He wouldn't even pass the background check to be anywhere near a victim of trafficking. He just needs to stay away. I think that would be very insulting for victims of trafficking if he was involved in any way, because he is the very reason why victims of trafficking are now going to feel like they can't come forward and get justice. This Nicholas guy is awful. He's come after Harry and Meghan numerous times, and he's always had so much heat for Harry and Meghan that he's never had for Andrew. But he is a mouthpiece, so there you go. Mm. Yeah, Bonnie, I can't see Harry standing on that balcony again. The working royals don't want him to take the attention from them. Yeah, I don't think William and Kate would like that at all. Mm. Yes, Audrey. Harry said if he didn't get the police protection anyway, he wouldn't come back to the UK. But I still think, with or without the police protection, the Queen's funeral would be a safe time for them to come, just because there'd be so many other dignitaries around. Um, okay, just trying to get to the bottom of your comments before I move on to the next thing. Laurie, I believe the police protection issue was a way of Charles and his son to keep Harry away from his grandma. She might leave him and Lilibet and Archie some inheritance. Well, the Queen Mother apparently left Harry more money because he was the spare. So it wouldn't surprise me if the Queen also leaves Harry quite a substantial amount of inheritance. Also wouldn't surprise me if, for that reason, we don't get to know what's in the Queen's will. I believe the Guardian are still trying to go after Prince Philip's will, but I haven't heard an update on that. Mm. Marsha, I guess the palace settled with Virginia so that Andrew wouldn't be Epsteined if he were to go to trial. Yeah, because they would definitely offer him and say, listen, if you name other people, you'll get less time. So there was a lot of people that didn't want Andrew to go to trial. Okay, let's. Roseanne, you're never late, darling. Thank you for joining us. Okay, we can move on to the next thing now. And so, people are starting to, I think, get more brave and asking, why do we still have this institution? And, like we've said before, the Queen has this weird cult-like following, this way in which people deify her. So it's very difficult to criticize the monarchy because people always use the Queen as a shield. But once she's gone, I'm telling you, you can already see it now. I mean, abolish the monarchy is literally trending. People are going to start going after the other royals. And you have 18 royals who live in state-owned homes and they pay little to no rent to the taxpayer, and most of them do very little in return. There are faces here that honestly, I can only name them because I got involved in the Sausage Squad. But there's at least 2 or 3 people on here that I can't name. So why on earth are we paying for them when a lot of them aren't even doing royal duties? Princess Margaret of Kent, what does she do? What does she do? And then there's other ones who I literally never see them. What are they doing? And why are we paying for them? And even though I don't believe that the royals actually work or that their engagements count as work, it's interesting that in Charles's so-called slimmed down monarchy, he wants to get rid of the likes of Anne, who, despite the fact that her appearances don't make any impact, she still does a lot of appearances, 300 engagements, I think last year alone. So it's interesting that going forward, they even want to get rid of the royals who would be willing to work. I'm pretty sure even Beatrice and Eugenie would be willing to work. Cinderella, Princess Margaret of Kent writes books. So she makes her own private money while getting taxpayer money, but doesn't get criticized for it. Okay, so and move on to the next thing. It has been confirmed that the Cambridges will be doing a tour of the Caribbean. Now, up until now, I kind of thought it was just hearsay or maybe, but now it is a confirmation. They will be going to the Bahamas, Jamaica, and Belize. For what reason, I do not know. Why are they going? Why are they going? Bahamas already said deuces, goodbye. Jamaica don't really like anyone other than Harry. Belize, I don't know in the last 2 decades if any royal has been to Belize. I'm going to have to look into that. But off the top of my head, I don't believe that Belize has received a visit from the royals. And I don't know of anything that the royals have done for the people of Belize. I know Belize is a country that gets on with its own business and has amazing tourism. So I don't know. I don't know what it is that the royal family is going to do there, other than to, I guess, try to charm them. And we know that Kate and William aren't exactly the most charming, because they know that more countries within the Caribbean are saying goodbye. But I mean, it just stinks of entitlement that they're going to go, and these countries are probably going to have to pay for the security, and everything that's involved with having a royal tour. And it's going to be nothing but useless speeches and hand waving. I mean, if you're going to go to Jamaica, please don't bother to go to talk about anything other than reparations. I'm going to just say it. Okay. Truth or Dilly, oh, that's why they're doing the rounds. They know the Queen passes, they've had it, so they're trying to creep to the public to keep their places. Yeah, you've noticed the last couple of months, the number of engagements that they're doing is really gone up. I mean, I've never seen Kate and William out so much, but I don't know how long they can maintain that because we know that they're so work shy and do little, as long as they can get away with it. How do you abolish monarchy? Asking for a friend. That is a good question, and I don't actually know the answer to that. So now that you've said it, Alita, I will research it and do a video on it. Either a video or we can have a live discussion about it. So thank you. But I've seen a Republic tweet about it a couple times. I've never actually clicked on the article to read it and what it has to say, but it seems like every time they tweet about it, they're like, it's actually not that difficult. I don't know. I'll look into it. Yeah, they also want a holiday. That's also what they want. Oh wow, I didn't even realize that there's 600 in the chat. Hi everyone. Thumbs up, please. Yes, Jamaica is also trying to get Liz away from head of state. So we are not racist. I'm telling you, Kate's gonna get cornrows. I'm calling it now. She'll get cornrows or like braids, just to prove that we are very much not a racist family. Yeah, Laura, I've never heard of the royals visiting Belize. I'm assuming it's a Commonwealth country then. I didn't even know that it was. What time of the year they want to combine it with the holiday? Well, the article says next month. So yeah, that's going to be interesting. Marsha, I wouldn't be surprised if Eugenia and her husband eventually moved to California to be near Harry, Meghan, and the kids and start a more happy life. Well, now that you've said that, we can move on to the next thing that I was going to mention. Rise of the Royal Outliners, according to the Telegraph. I found the headline of this article just to be hilarious. The subheading is "The cousins have been close, but their surprise appearance at the Super Bowl sent an unmistakable message back home." I mean, the level of self-importance of these people that they think that Eugenie and Harry going to a football game is somehow to send a message to them. They are just getting on with their own lives. They're not thinking about whatever is happening on this messy island with with their messy relatives. And it's just truly sad, like what an uproar them being at the football game caused. I just hope that is a signal that they're finally starting to get the message that Harry and Meghan have moved on for the 100th time. Harry and Meghan have moved on. And Eugenie posted this picture of herself and her husband Jack surrounded by these pink flowers. And I do wonder if that was taken at the Montecito Castle and if the photo was taken by either Harry or Meghan. There is actually a full tour. Oh, I forgot to mention this. There is actually a full tour of the Montecito home that was posted last year. I only saw it yesterday, and it's quite incredible. Like when you see all of the grounds. Oh, do you know what I love most about that video? It was posted a year ago, but there's almost no hater comments in the top comments. So there are many, many people who are so happy for Harry and Meghan that they found peace. Um, and it would appear that I think Eugenie and her husband are following suit. And it's a great move by Eugenie to support her cousin because, she's going to get great business connections, and I'm sure Harry will help her and return the favor for her loyalty. And I thought it was great that, as this Twitter commentator said, that the Archwell team didn't leak. We know that the Archwell team doesn't leak. That he would be attending the Super Bowl, or that his cousin would be visiting, because them at the Super Bowl was the first time we even saw pictures. So just showing how trustworthy Harry and Meghan's team are. Again, no leaks, and how trustworthy Eugenie has been. There were quite a few squaddies I've heard in spaces that were criticizing Eugenie for not saying anything, but I think that that would have just put her in a very awkward position. And I can imagine Harry and Meghan saying to her, "You know what? Don't say anything. Just come and run away with us. We'll help you out, cuz." Okay. The Matty, the Crime Minister. I love that. That's going to be my new favorite word. Crime Minister of Jamaica is all the way up Lizzie's. Why are they going to Jamaica? I don't know much on Jamaican politics, or how close they are with the royal institution. So if you could elaborate, that would be great, because it'll be interesting to know if um, the reason that tour is being planned is partly because there's been some talk with the politicians in Jamaica, and while the Jamaican people probably want Lizzie gone as a head of state, perhaps the officials are being paid off or something. Mm. Yes, Joseph, nothing says we're not racist like having black people carry you on chairs. Now, I remember when this actually happened. This was back in 2012, I think. The defense at the time was that it was a tradition of the people, but I just don't see that Harry and Meghan or Diana would have agreed to it. I think they would have respectfully explained why it would look bad and have just declined. So to me, there was just no excuse for William and Kate to do that. And I've honestly never seen them so happy on tour or out together as when they were being carried by those black people. Okay. Courtney, they're going to the Caribbean to see how people feel about the royals now. They only need to go on Twitter, hun. um, People are letting them know. The Caribbeans are letting them know how they feel. I think somebody talked about the abolition of monarchy. Connie, I have answered your question about the abolition of monarchy. Oh, sorry, hon. I think if you answered it, oh, okay. Sorry, I almost missed it. The monarchy won't be abolished. It's an enormously difficult establishment to dismantle. Takes numerous bills to go through Parliament. I can imagine it would. And you've got the whole House of Lords, and they're all appointed by the Queen. It's not just about the royal family, as in the Queen, Charles, Camilla. It's about the whole establishment is so intertwined with the monarchy and this peerage system and the honor system, and it's so much more bigger than just the main members of the unroyal mafia. It's a whole system, and there's a lot of people who benefit from that system and who benefit from having all these titles and positions in society. So it's not really just hashtag abolish the monarchy. It's hashtag abolish the entire class system, and that's why it's going to be so difficult, I think. Um, but I think a good way of starting is not necessarily by going in, guns blazing and trying to abolish the whole system. It could just start with, a vote to um stop taxpayers' money going to the royals. I actually think that's a very good place to start. Don't start with trying to eat the whole cake. Do it one slice at a time. Take away the royals from the taxpayers' purse strings. Go after royals individually for things that they have individually done. Bit by bit, and the whole cake will be eaten. Spectra Bantunos. uh yeah, Bantu knots, um, braids, and cornrows. You could do like a different style each day. Oh, Harry was in Belize when you did the Caribbean tour in 2016. Oh, sorry, 2017. Also, Belize is a British territory then, huh? Yeah, she'll get cornrows and so will Charlotte, and they'll parade the poor little girl around. Oh, pray for the Cambridge children. They did not ask to be born into this mess. Children are innocents in all of this. Denise, you're going for a carnival cruise from Orlando to Belize in November. I'll give Kate and William the finger. Oh, I think they'll be gone by then, unfortunately. Oh, hello, Phoebe. Thanks for joining us. I'm usually live now from about 7 or 8 p.m. UK time. So the way I'm going to do it going forward is if I do lives, it'll usually be about 7 or 8 p.m. UK time. And then when I finally get back to doing pre-recorded videos, which I will do, they will just be posted earlier on in the day and you can catch them whenever. But the actual lives when I'm talking to you and we're interacting, they'll be around 7 to 8 p.m. UK time. Oh my gosh, hashtag we are not a racist tour. Okay, I'm gonna talk to Tina about this. I'm gonna make that happen. That is gonna happen. Thank you for that, Kat Harlem. Um, Caroline, Eugenie and her husband might be house hunting. August will probably go to the same school as Archie and Lily attend. Maybe. It's a good thought. Okay, let's move swiftly on and I'll get to your comments a little bit later. And yeah, this lovely picture came out of the Super Bowl. There were rumors going around that Harry had been in the Rams locker room, and here we have him with Cedric, the comedian, and he had actually said that the British royals need to teach Archie. So the British royals need Archie to teach Prince Charles and Queen Elizabeth how to dance. So yeah, and there he is with Harry with a drink in his hand, having a good time. Um, I love this for Harry and Meghan. They're building an entertainment company. They're going to be around networking. I really, really do hope if Meghan was on Ellen and Harry was on James Corden, that this means that they're possibly planning on going to some red carpet events during award season, because award season is coming up. I think the Golden Globes are very soon, the Oscars are soon. So I really, really do hope to see them. That will be a wonderful moment. Laroque, imagine the gazillions the royal family have spent to cover up their several nefarious practices. Oh, I know, right? I mean, there's just so many things that we're not hearing about. Andrew's just the tip of the iceberg. From spies fraudulently obtaining info and intrusion, blatant lies, threats, and attacks to those who challenge them. And that would have all been paid for by taxpayer money. Yeah, Margaret, they should freeze the money going to the royals and take over the castles. They are paid by the taxpayers and leave the properties they own outrightly. And the thing is, a lot of the properties are not even used for most of the time. They're just empty. And so I've always said that they should be open to the public when they're not being used, and they can pay for themselves. And that's what a lot of other European countries have done to a lot of their royal buildings. You know, you can go to Denmark or Portugal and go and visit a lot of the royal estates and former royal estates. Actually, in Lisbon, there is there's an area just outside of town, about half an hour outside of town, called Sintra. If you're ever in Lisbon, go and visit this place. So this place was actually chosen by a lot of the royals at the time, and kind of like the rich at the time, because of this particular place in Portugal is quite cool, and they built all these amazing castles. There's so many of them just dotted around this place. They're absolutely beautiful. But those are now all open to the public to see. There's no kind of rich people hanging on to them, and they pay for themselves, and that's the way it should be. And in a lot of the other countries where you have royal families, the castles, and they're all open. So I just find it so selfish of the British royals to keep these places and keep these grounds for themselves. Okay, Harlem, if you think royals are lazy now, they're being visible if they're no longer being paid by the public. That's honestly fine with me. They can be as lazy as they want, as long as I'm not paying for their laziness. I would love for them to just disappear. As long as I'm not paying for them, and as long as they're not getting away with criminal activities, um, they can be as lazy as they want. I would actually leave them alone if that's what they did. Mm. Oh, there are new photos of Harry in the locker room? Really? Girl, you better not be lying. Okay, I'm gonna go on Twitter right now. 5 minute break. 5 minute break while I look for these photos. Oh no! Oh my god, girl, you weren't lying. Okay, if you all can just give me like 2 minutes, I'm gonna holy cow. Just give me 2 minutes, give a girl 2 minutes, and I'm gonna just bring them up on the screen. Hang on a sec, hang on a sec. Dang, he's actually holding the Super Bowl. Thank you so much, Bright Eyes. Okay. Um, okay. I'm gonna bring them up right now. Da-da. You all are on the ball this evening. You know, I would have never seen that. I would have never seen that until I got off the podcast. And then I'd have to make another video about it. Okay. They're just uploading now. And here we go. There's Harry with the Super Bowl trophy. Wow. You can all thank Bright Eyes for that, for bringing the breaking news. Harry is American now. He can just start singing the national anthem. Oh, oh, I love this. I love this for Harry. Gosh, you know how much the British press are gonna go absolutely mad over this. Oh, just enjoy the photos while I just scroll through Twitter, folks. Sorry if I go silent. Just need to make sure that I'm not missing anything. Oh, this is so brilliant. Do you know there's so many videos of Harry in different locker rooms, just like, you know, being a guy's guy, you know, shaking hands, just connecting with people in the way that only he can connect. with people in comparison to the other royals. Okay, I don't think there's anything else that I've missed. Oh, Simone Biles just got engaged. There you go. She got the ring. Okay, let's go back to your comments. I hope Harry and Meghan goes to Black Award shows. Harry and Meghan and the BETs. That would be something. While the others are doing We Are Not Race horse tour, Harry is naturally proven his case. Yes. Yes, Dilly, yes. Harry is having the time of his life. Look at that picture. Look at him. Look at that smile. And this one too. If it's gonna load for me. Look at that. He's probably thinking, do you know what? I need to get Archie in a helmet. I need to get Archie in a helmet, and then like in 18 years, it'll be Archie holding that. Oh, Sonia, your special aunt, Pinky Rogers from Somerset, Bermuda, is celebrating her birthday today. Please help me wish her the best happy birthday ever. Happy birthday to your special aunt. Happy birthday to her. Wishing her many more happy birthdays. Yes, Ladyfoot, how y'all like them apples? Harry's having his apple pie and fresh waffles and keeping hydrated. Lorette, Harry is living his best life. Yes, absolutely he is. Yeah, Harry's ours now. And I'm happy for you. Yes, congrats to Simone Biles. I'm so happy that she's found happiness. She deserves it after everything that she went through with that nasty Larry Nassar. Yeah, remember? Someone is about to have a heart attack. You can hear me like struggling for words right now, and I like Harry and Meghan. So let's just hope the haters have their blood pressure medicine. The derangers are going to jump into the Thames. Well, I hope they don't jump into the Thames, because as I'm going to show you in a slide later on, there is currently toxic sewerage being dumped into the Thames. So they better not do that. Yes, this is the type of thing that drives William crazy. Just imagine that this actually happened. When was the Super Bowl? Super Bowl was Sunday evening, right? And all we got was a random tweet from a journalist saying that Harry was in the locker room, but it's only now that we're getting the official photos. Like, just think about that. That's been 2 days. Yeah, Harry holding the trophy while William's planting a twig. Oh. Yeah, these trolls are everywhere fighting for these unholy cult-like family. They frequent these support channels to steal ideas every time. Well, you can imitate and replicate, but you'll never be the original. Yeah, he's also wearing the Rams cap, so I'm assuming he's a fan then. I'm assuming that's who he'll be supporting. Yep, Harry's all-American now. So now I'm just waiting for that moment where Harry shows up to an official event and he starts mouthing the American anthem. That will really send some blood capillaries popping on this here island. Dilly, all eyes on Harry. Look at the guys around him. Yeah, they all just look happy that he's there. This is more of a close up. I can't get the full picture in, but yeah, this is exactly what they didn't want. They didn't want Harry to be this happy, this connected. And I'm sure that he'll be networking for Better Up, because the NFL will be that'll be a huge client if they can get more of the league's teams signed up to Better Up. And goodness knows if anybody needs it, it's NFL players. And this actually leads me on to something else that I wanted to mention. Now that we've enjoyed all those lovely pictures of Harry, and thank you so much to the squaddy that brought that up. Yeah, they actually thought that they were doing something, giving Kate that rugby patronage, while Harry's at the Super Bowl in the locker room holding the damn trophy. And they thought that they were doing something, taking that patronage. Oh gosh, I can't say the damn word. Taking that patronage away from Harry. And my man is in the locker room enjoying the Super Bowl. I tell you, the staff of Kensington Palace, there they are, at least half of them in this frame, don't have an original idea between them. Ugh. Yes, Harry is so relevant. He is more of an advocate for sports. Just remember his Invictus Games. Yes, and we haven't even gotten to the Invictus Games yet. I keep forgetting. The Invictus Games are coming up. HRH, Kate needs to have a strategy for when Jamaicans ask her how is Meghan. Kate will not be able to just cut her eye. It's pure R's and B's shoo-hoo from the Jamaican. Yeah, she needs to think of a way that she's going to handle those questions, because it's so embarrassing that she couldn't handle that question from a child. Whenever I write H&M from now on, I'm going to put the flag before and after Harry, Meghan, Archie, and Lily. Yeah, Crystal, he fits in so well. Not stiff like Billiam or Kate. No, Sylvia, Harry does not want his children to grow up on Shutter Island with the mentality that they have here. Bright Eyes, I'm from California. I support all teams. This was the most watched game, over 100 million people. Wow. That's amazing. Great ratings. Denise, Mark Cuban is the owner and billionaire. He's also an investor on Shark Tank that assists people to start businesses. Oh, that's amazing. So yeah, that's a great connection. If Harry can get in with Mark Cuban. Yeah. Heart attack all around the trolls. Heart attacks, kidney failures. Split spleens, popped eyeballs, all of the things. Harry is an Arsenal supporter, and the owner of Arsenal is also the owner of the Rams. Oh, really? Mark Cuban's the owner of Arsenal? Yes, Cinderella, this gives Better Up a whole new meaning. Yes, Marsha, I'm sure that Diana is up in heaven, jumping up and down for happiness for her baby. Diana, I'm sure, is very, very proud of Harry. So she's very, very proud of him. Sorry, just give me a sec, guys. My computer's doing something a bit funny. Just give me 1 sec to sort this out. You know how technology can play up sometimes. And goodness knows I need to get a new MacBook, so Okay. Yes, Miranda, go, Harry, get your freedom. Mm. Okay. Hello, everyone. If you're just joining us, wow, 700 people. Actually, Mark Owen does not own the Rams. Okay, he doesn't own the Rams, but or he does or he doesn't. He has a lot of money, so we'll just put it like that. He has a lot of money. Oh, he owns a basketball team in Dallas called the Mavericks. Okay. Okay, so he's definitely got money and connections. So that's great for Harry still. Yeah, this is why Meghan wasn't at the Super Bowl. She would have been a distraction. Well, I'm pretty sure she just had her own things going on, you know? They're married, but they're still their own people. Months before, Mark Cuban said he would invest into anything that H&M does. He said they are nothing but money. Yeah, I mean, we know that everything that they touch turns to gold. So if I had the money, I would most certainly be investing in anything that Harry and Meghan are connected to. Okay, I finally managed to get through all your comments. So we can get to the next thing. And that is that. So I have absolutely no idea who this person is, but apparently there is a guy called Carl Sandilands, and he is a high-profile monarchist in Australia, and he has now denounced the royal family and says he will no longer support them after the Queen dies. So I have no idea who this person is. They could be absolutely crazy. Not saying that they're a friend of the Sussexes at all, but a win is a win. And if you've got, you know, a very high profile monarchist now saying that, you know, he wants to be done with the Queen and sorry, done with the royals after the Queen dies, then that's always a win. And we know how desperate the firm want to hang on to, especially Australia, Canada, because if Australia and Canada goes, then just naturally the rest is going to fall apart because they're the two big power players in the Commonwealth. So they don't want to lose them. It's going to be a lot more difficult to keep all of the other ones in their place if Australia and Canada goes. So there was that. And also, yeah, going back to what I mentioned earlier, you know, this is what's happening in the UK while they're talking about planning a huge jubilee. Oh, sorry, guys. My computer just froze. Give me a sec. Okay, so millions of litres of raw sewerage being released into the Thames. Now, this is something that apparently happens quite often, but now it's making the news because it's above the levels of what is usually discharged into the Thames. So the Thames water is now being investigated after more than 2 billion litres of raw sewerage was discharged into the River Thames over the last 2 days. And these are the type of things that our politicians should be focused on, should be investing in. Instead, they continue to try and distract with other issues. And you know, this is what's happening in the UK while we're about to spend tens of millions on the jubilee. Our water quality is literally going to the sewers. And then I also came across this article back from 2010. The Queen reportedly tried to use state poverty fund to heat Buckingham Palace. I mean, right now, people are having to choose between the heating and food, and yet we're having to pay the Queen's um, heating bill. And while this article was back in um, 2010, how much do you want to bet this hasn't continued to happen? Not just in Buckingham Palace, but also a lot of the other royal households, because we do upkeep them anyway with our taxpayer money. So why would the Queen then try to use a state poverty fund to heat Buckingham Palace when we're already paying to upkeep the palace, when we're already paying for renovations to the tune of, I think, about 300 million? So yeah, the country's falling apart. We've got sewerage going into the river, and we're paying this for this family's upkeep still. And this is why I personally think that the first step in getting rid of the monarchy has to be cutting them off from the taxpayers' purse strings. Yes, Maria, being married doesn't mean you're attached to the hip. Meghan was doing her own thing. Mhm. Yes, creative life. Meghan, being the sweet person she is, probably gave her ticket to Eugenie so she can experience an American pastime. A better thing to show a visitor, but one of our sports games. Agreed. That probably happened. Elaine Parker, I was a monarchist for over 60 years, but I saw from the very beginning of their relationship what was happening, and from then on, I was a Sussex supporter. Now, the only royals for me are Harry and Meghan. Amen. Yeah, Oro, and now we're paying to Andrew. Marina, that's so sad to choose over food and heat, both essential, yeah. And you know, it's the elderly that are going to suffer the most. They're going to suffer the most. It's so sad. Avery, will he speak about the environmental damage, or is Africa still his concern? Oh, they pick whatever they think will make them look best at the time. So I think now it's the environment, and then he'll get back to yapping his gum about Africa at a later date, I'm sure. Vinny, what will William say when he comes to America and they ask him if he's visiting his brother, nephew, and niece who he's never met? Well, I hope that their PR people are preparing them for those questions, because we know how useless Kensington Palace staff are. Yes, Andreen, being married doesn't mean you lose your identity, except for Kate Middleton. Okay, so I think the only other thing that I wanted to mention was, let's end on some good news. This I saw on the Sussex Squad podcast feed. There is an illustrated book celebrating the power of Black women that's going to be coming out soon. This incredible volume honors 50 modern women presented with their own words who have dared to raise their voices and persevere through hardship and injustice to become revolutionaries, dreamers, artists, and creators. Featuring women like musical powerhouse Beyonce Knowles, tennis star Serena Williams, Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, and activist Angela Davis. This stylish book is perfect for any reader who is seeking grace, courage, strength, and self-love. So that will be coming out soon. I will mention it again in another podcast when I get more details about where you can buy it and exactly when it will be coming out. But I thought we would end on something positive because it's been a very, very heavy day. So I will just get through your comments and then we will call it a day. Thank you, everyone, for coming once again. Thank you for putting up with my twisted tongue today. I could barely speak for some of this podcast just because I mean, wasn't really expecting the news about Andrew, and it's an upset, to be honest with you. So thank you for bearing with me today. And let's get through your comments and then we'll wrap things up. You're free to leave now. If you're busy, you are free to leave now. And thank you for coming. Oh, and thank you to our new members. We got some new members yesterday as well. Thank you for joining. Highly appreciated. Living with a triangle. Why rob from poverty fund when there's access to billions of royal funds? Exactly. Yeah, Mandy, Kate was groomed by her mother and then ruled by Baldy and the royals, so she has never had her own identity. Yeah, and it's sad. It's really, really sad. And Queen needs to have an estate sale, get rid of the gold chandeliers, every damn thing, so she could start heating up her log cabin. Yeah, the log cabin that Ghislaine Maxwell and her nasty boyfriend were sitting in. I mean, there's homeless people in the streets, but the royal family has plenty of space to let perverts stay at their castles and cabins. Yeah, Andrew, and they're sitting on all this money and refuse to give it back to the country. Yes, we're in need of food, housing, financial help, and now clean water because they're dumping sewerage into the river. Oh my goodness, do you know what I just thought about? I hope that this doesn't turn into like a Flint situation. Like that whole thing that happened in Flint, Michigan. That would be an absolute scandal. I mean, I already drink bottled water anyway. I don't drink tap water, even though, to be honest, our tap water quality here in the UK is generally very good. But if this is starting to happen now, you can just see that the standards are going to start slipping. Cookies and cream, the Honourable family is steadily losing popularity. They were foolish to not accept Meghan and push the Sussexes away. They need the Sussexes' popularity now more than ever. Indeed. I'm not leaving with a dance. You're not leaving until you dance, do you mean? Okay, I'm going to give someone the final word, and then we'll dance our way out. I'm actually hungry and I cannot be bothered to cook, so I need to find if there's a restaurant or somewhere open to get some food because I'm so hungry. I haven't had dinner. Let's see, who's going to get the last word? Shill Stewart. Yes, you are beautiful, but learn to work. Your beauty cannot feed you. African proverb. Absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much for that. Thank you, everyone, as usual, for coming. Thank you, Shill Stewart, for those wonderful words that we will end with. And I will hopefully see you tomorrow in a live if more drama happens. If not, I promise I will pull my bum up and get a pre-recorded video out because I've got so many pre-recorded videos that are just now in a backlog. But as I'm sure you can understand, when news comes in thick and fast, it's just better for me to do it live. So in whatever capacity I see you tomorrow, I will see you tomorrow. And let's get ready to dance in 5, 4, 3, 2.